Welcome back, everybody. Wayward Soles at the Double Tap In, episode 71. What's up, buddy?
One of my favorite topics, too.
Tasty meats. Yeah, there it is. For those of you that can't see, we're looking at Michael Hickman's death wall.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. And there's even, we can go over here, too.
Let's go the other way, yeah.
Yep. So the bear is not mine. The bear my dad killed. So
okay.
For those of you who can't see, I have a bear mounted on the wall, but that was my dad's from the very early 70s, I want to say.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't mount the bear on the wall. That'd be weird.
That'd be weird. That'd be very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
The bear probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as I would have.
Right.
Bear fucker. That is from Super Troopers, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
Do you need help, bear fucker?
What a great show. Great show.
Oh, off the rails already.
Already. Yeah.
So I understand you cooked some venison here recently.
Yeah. Yeah. Had the opportunity.
It went a long fucking way to do it.
Yeah, I got called in. They said,
"Yep,
give me the righty."
Good.
So it was a couple months ago. We knew my sister-in-law was going to be finishing her graduate program in Dallas, Texas, University of Texas Southwestern Medical School, where she went there to be a person that makes prosthetics and orthotics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So she's kind of smart.
She's incredibly smart. She's probably one of the smartest people I know. Just some of the shit that goes through her brain and with relation to all of that is like, that's some next level shit. It really is.
Yeah.
The thing that I like to constantly remind her is that she's pretty. And when I tell her that she's pretty, it usually follows her doing something that requires very little common sense. So if you can read between the lines.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
Whit, if you ever listen to this, I love you. You're so pretty. So, but if you ever listen to this, congratulations on your master's. I can't wait to see where you go, what you do, and like where life takes you with that process, because I know you're super excited about it. But back to the topic on hand. So we go out to the whole family, the Soul clan flies to Dallas, which if you've ever flown with a 3, almost 4-year-old and a 10-month-old,
bless your heart.
It's fantastic. I recommend everybody do it at least once and then never again.
Just so you can say you've done
it. Yeah. So we fly out on a Friday night, get to Dallas late. My father-in-law and my sister-in-law pick us up from the airport. It's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes from where she lives. Get to the Airbnb, which is literally next door to where she lives, the apartment building that she lives in. And the next day we go to graduation. Said, hey, I don't care what we do while we're here. I'm eating some Texas barbecue. I would do whatever you want. At some point, there's gonna be some Texas meat stuffed in this pie hole, and that's all. That's my one request. I said, yep, no problem. We can take care of that. Whit had asked prior to all of this. She said, hey, can you cook up some of this venison? Sure. Earlier in the year, her and her roommate go to her roommate's house or her roommate's family's place, and they have quite a large piece of hunting property. I'm not sure if they own it, they lease it, whatever. Large piece of property where they hunt. And she took a very nice sized doe, and her roommate took a very nice sized doe as well. So 2 beautiful animals. They kill them. They then take them back to the ranch, back to the barn, whatever they do. They gut them, skin them, and to some extent start the butchering process. Yeah, it's fantastic. She's going through all of this.
Good.
And I can just see her like holding a knife. This is disgusting. I don't like this part. Like, well, that's all part of it, sweetie.
Yep.
Get used to it. So they get the deer butchered, processed, all that kind of stuff. And they're like, hey, for graduation, we want to have some of the venison tenderloin with her roommate's family where she went to kill it. Ben, would you cook? Sure, absolutely. I'd be happy to. Yeah. So they're like the day before, we're trying to figure out like what to do and all this kind of stuff. I was like, well, let's marinate it. That's when we have tenderloin, we marinate it. So let's marinate it, and we'll go from there. So we get the stuff to marinate it, we get it going, and we have some venison tenderloin medallions that are probably 2 inches in diameter, probably ½ inch thick, and we have probably 20 of those. And then we have 2 venison tenderloin strips wrapped in bacon, and it all looks phenomenal. Like whoever butchered it did a great job. Silver skin was gone. It was all clean. They did a great job. So we get it marinating. We marinate the medallions. We leave the strips with the bacon alone. And it was some Italian dressing. Mm-hmm. And we ended up using half of the Olive Garden Italian dressing and half of like the Wishbone Italian dressing. Mix those together. Some soy sauce, ginger, salt, pepper, some minced garlic, and some white wine vinegar in this marinade. Mix that all up. Let those little medallions marinate in that for overnight, probably close to 24 hours. And the next day we're getting ready. I have her pull it out so they come to room temperature. We're going to do some shrimp. We're going to saute some shrimp.
Nice.
We had a salad, and we did some roasted red potatoes. That was our dinner. Now, it comes time to start cooking the venison, and I don't know the last time that I've cooked venison, let alone cooked venison for people that have a large hunting ranch and probably eat it regularly. So a little bit of pressure.
I'll say the pressure is on Ben now.
Yeah. And when we're trying to figure out like what we're going to do and how we're going to cook it, I'm calling Whit. I'm like, all right, well, what do you have? It's like, well, I got tenderloin and I've got tenderloin wrapped in bacon. I was like, well, okay. And I'm thinking the tenderloin is the whole roast, right? Like at the time I didn't know it was cut into medallions. I'm like, all right, sounds good. She's like, should we pull something else out? I was like, sure. What else do you have? I don't know. Well, I don't know what you want to like. I don't know either. Yeah. So we just stick with the tenderloins. So we go down to the grill, get this thing fired up, and it was an electric element grill that you just set your temperature and like go to town. So she's like, I was like, I've never used one of these before, Whit. She's like, that's okay. I just set it to 500 and grill it till it's done. Okay. I was thinking like gas grill, something electric. Yeah. Which is fine. Like whatever.
Sure.
Something that gets shit hot. Let's go. So we set this thing to 500 degrees, let it come up. And now, so it has two sides, had electronic readouts for like what you set it to and what temperature it was at. It also had the thermometers like in the cover. So I'm watching it. It gets hot. I'm like, all right, well, let's throw the sausage is going to take the longest just because it's thicker than everything else. The medallions, I knew they were going to be super quick. So we get it all on there and looks fantastic. Like the smell that's coming off, like it's just, oh, it's great. And we do, it was probably 3 minutes aside when it was all said and done for the medallions. The tenderloin wrapped in bacon was probably 4 minutes aside. And I just kind of flipped those. And really with those tenderloins with the bacon, it was like, is the bacon done?
Yep.
Because the rest is close, you know? And then the sausage was like cooking sausage. Like that I wasn't worried about. I'm probing these little medallions, and it's all coming up at like 130. And I remember talking to Josh, like you want it like maybe like high 120s.
Yep.
And I'm coming up like 135. I was like, oh shit. Like I've overcooked all of it. Like at this point, I'm just like tossing them into the pan, right? Like still temping them, but like a little disappointed.
Yeah, yeah.
So get everything off. I get the medallions off, cover them in foil. Get the tenderloins wrapped in bacon, cover them in foil. Or no, I put them on one side, the sausage on the other side, cover the whole thing, take it back up, and I go to cook our shrimp. And I get everything done. Everything's all set. We start getting the food out. I start to cut the tenderloin wrapped in bacon, and it's perfect. Perfect medium rare, like pink on the inside. The bacon's done. Oh, it was perfect.
Yep. Funny how that works out.
Right? I take one of the medallions. I'm like, well, these things are just going to be little fucking hockey pucks. Like, you can throw these on an air hockey table, and that's how they're best served. I'm like, well, let's see. So I take it, I cut one open and it's the same thing. Like this beautiful medium rare. The flavor from that marinade, oh, it was fantastic. It just matched that venison so well.
Yep.
My mouth is watering. Yeah.
Doesn't take long around here, does it?
No. So the shrimp I did with a compound butter, diced up an onion, threw it in there, sauteed that. The potatoes got diced up with an onion, and the compound butter went in there. Did them in a foil pack because I didn't have anything to actually roast them on, so it kind of steamed them. Everything turned out fantastic. So here comes my Texas, the Texas judges, as we'll call them.
Here come the experts.
Yeah. Here come, yeah. They pick it up. They're picking up the tenderloin wrapped in bacon, and oh, it looks good. And we're like, that's that perfect medium rare. All right, checkbox number 1. They scoop up a couple of the medallions, move on. They get some of the potatoes, get some shrimp. They go sit down, and now when I cook, and then when people eat, like they're always like, "Oh, you cooked. Get your plate first." I was like, "No, that's not how I do this." Like,
nope.
Everybody else get your plates. Get what you want. Get what you need. Like the kids need something, I'm gonna get their drinks. Then I'm gonna make my plate and come sit down. I'm gonna be last. Like, just understand, I'm gonna be last. And so I come sit down, and they've already gotten to the medallions, which are beautiful, perfect. The potatoes had a little bit of stiffness to them, but they were that compound butter, and the shrimp. Oh, it was all perfect. Nailed it. And the judges are, you knocked this out of the park. This is fantastic. I'm gonna need that recipe. I'm gonna need the marinade if you'll share it with me. I was like, absolutely, I'll share it with you. Like, it's not mine to keep, but absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was it paid off. Yeah, it was great. And it tasted so good. Like Harper even had a couple pieces of it.
Good.
I was Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. She was a distracted little mess for most of it, but she had a couple pieces, so I was very happy.
You did very well. Wild game can be extremely difficult to cook,
Yeah.
as you know,
Yep.
because of the low fat content.
Mm-hmm.
It has a tendency to overcook really quick.
Yeah.
And the second you get over a medium, you've ruined the piece of meat.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. They think you have to cook, because it's wild game, you have to cook it to a well done. And that is the worst thing you can do to a piece of wild game,
Yeah.
is to cook it to anything over medium. And again, same thing. Have folks over to the house. We're going to have venison. And I don't know. Last time I had venison, it was horrible. It was this. It was. I said, look, if you don't like it, don't eat it. It's fine. Please try it. Let me do it for you, and try it. That's all. That's all I can ask. And I've not had. I can't say I've not had. I've had folks before. I just don't like venison. And yeah, that's fine.
That's fair.
And, yeah, that's fair. Not everybody likes it. That's fine. Give it a whirl. And I've had other people say, I've had venison before. What did you do? This is so much better than what I had before. So, well, I cooked it right. Yeah. And I don't mean to be that simple or that verbose, but I cooked it right.
Yeah.
And when you do that and you flavor it the way you did, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Well, I think we've talked about this on a previous episode when I was doing firearms training with the sheriff's office. We would have range days, and our annual range day was always around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And for our team, and they requested from me venison. They wanted tenderloin, and same thing. I use sweet Vidalia onion from Ken's. It's Ken's salad dressing.
Yep.
And marinate that for 24 hours. Same thing you did. Slap it on the grill for a couple minutes aside. Get it to that medium rare, maybe just a touch above medium rare. And you want to see a bunch of guys eat like pigs. That does it every single time.
Oh, yeah. Like you could, I would envision at the range, you guys that comes out and everybody is huddled around it. And there's not a fork in sight. It's all just little. Yeah. And it disappears. You blink and it's gone.
You now know what a venison tenderloin medallion looks like.
Yeah.
And they're no bigger than a popcorn fart.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yep.
You take them off, put them on the plate, you set them down, and other people make mac and cheese and the standard accoutrements. And yeah. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And people who don't like venison, that's fine. That is what it is. People who like it and have it done right, that's all they want.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just, and I'm not just talking about the tenderloin. I'm talking about deer in general.
Yeah.
As long as it's treated right after it's harvested, as long as you cook it right, you're not going to get any better organic farm to table protein than that, in my opinion. It's just not going to happen.
Yep. So my dad hunts frequently, or is an avid hunter, I guess is the best, the appropriate way to say it.
Yeah.
And he goes, so we have a family that part of our family has, it's like 300 or 400 acres up on the Pennsylvania, New York border. Used to be a dairy farm. Now they raise the calves. I guess from a certain age to a certain age, they raise those calves and then they send them back. My uncle was the dairy farmer. His son, and he was helping out on the farm a little bit, but he's a diesel mechanic. So worked for a number of places, or the state highway for Pennsylvania, couple places that haul milk. But he wants to keep the farm going, but doesn't have the time to actually be a dairy farmer.
Right.
So now they do this, which I guess is much less work involved relative to the dairy farm. It's
Correct.
still a lot of work.
It's still a lot of work, but it's not like having to milk the cows twice a day.
Right. Yeah.
All that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so my dad will go up and hunt there. Then he's got one of our old neighbors has a bunch of property around Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes and hunts there. And I guess there's something going on with the herds near Harrisburg where they have the chronic wasting disease.
Yeah.
So those deer have to go get tested before you can get your meat. So in that case, like if you get your meat, it's been tested. They know that it's okay. So you can cook it just like any other meat. So at that point, have at it, cook it the way that you want. Like we talked about, medium rare to the very low edge of medium, for that stuff, because again, it's so stinking lean.
Yes. If you get 7% fat in a deer, you're doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. To the point where, like, if you want to do a burger, if you want to do venison sausage, if you wanted to do, something where you need it to hold together, like you really need to add more fat to it.
Yes.
Like I know that there was when I was younger, I hunted a little bit, but there was the talk of, all right, we're going to make these sausages, we're going to make this, we're going to do that with it, and they would always ask, well, what do you want us like? Do you want some beef? Do you want veal? Pork? Yeah. What do you want to mix in with it to give it that fat to hold it together? So I know that's a thing.
We've discussed in our sausage episode. I save my brisket trimmings.
Mm-hmm.
I vacuum seal them. I put them in the freezer, and then this time of year when I'm harvesting deer and I do my own ground venison, I break out the brisket trimmings, and I typically do a couple of pounds per bag. So let's just say, for example, I'm doing 100 pounds of venison. Well, I'm using the figure of 7% fat on the venison. Well, I want to get it to the 18 to 20% fat that I like in my burger. It takes a little bit of math, but I know how much brisket trimmings I have to take out to grind in with my venison to get me to that 18 to 20% fat content. So again, when I do my smoky meats, I don't waste a whole hell of a lot. All my trimmings get saved just for this process. And there are batches that I'll do that I'll patty up for burgers and grill them up and serve them to people, and they'll say, "Man, this burger is really good." Well, it's venison.
Yeah,
and I've never had a venison burger like this. I said, "We've never had a venison burger that has brisket in it."
Yeah.
So you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why.
Yeah. 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 I think I had just gotten the smoker, and my dad brought down some tenderloin, and I smoked a tenderloin, and was not impressed. Yeah. I think looking back, knowing what I know now, it was just too lean. Like it had a weird bite.
100% what it is.
And it's just weird. It was weird.
Yeah. So coming up on Christmas, every year a friend of mine calls me and he said, "Are you smoking anything?" And yep, normally I am. And he will say, "I have a deer hind quarter. Can you throw it on?" Yep, I can, because I know what he's going to do with it. I'm going to smoke it. Then he is going to cut it up and make venison chili with it.
Oh, yeah.
So I cook that to 140, 145.
Okay.
smoke than high heat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When I had the Langs with the smoking chamber, the warming box on the side, one of them had a smoke chamber. I could open it up, smoke would go in and smoke it. I would smoke his in there because it kept the temperature lower.
Yeah.
It would get the smoke, and over the course of 4 or 5 hours, it would reach that temperature I was looking for. Loved it. He absolutely loved it every year.
Yeah.
And he would send me a picture of the vat of chili. He would have friends come.
Mm-hmm.
And he would make venison chili for them, and absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
But again, you cannot overcook it, even if you want to do pulled venison, because what you're going to end up with pulled strips of leather. And
Yeah.
nobody likes to eat that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Hey, we're gonna go off the rails. Have you ever done a pulled turkey?
I have not. No. Nope.
Huh. Because
Yep.
like
Why
I've
not?
had pulled chicken, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But like it would have to be the same.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
I got a turkey.
I think I've got at least one.
I got the 27 cent a pound Food Lion
Yes.
special a few weeks ago, right? Jeffrey said, "Why'd you get a turkey? Why not? It's 27 cents a pound. I spent $35. I'm getting a fucking 27 cent a pound turkey."
Yeah. I was there the other day. Needed to get some stuff. And that's when the hams were on sale.
Mm-hmm.
For like 27 cents a pound.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm close. Like, I know I'm close. It may not be, but it's close. Like, and I picked up a couple other things that's like this, like if I'm not like, this is my difference.
Yep.
I get done.
Not, I'll grab a Snickers on the way out.
Right. I get done. I check out and I'm leaving and I look at my receipt. The ham was like $6.
Yeah.
$41 was my total. Fucking nailed it. $35 plus
Yep.
6, 41, baby.
Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's like that's exactly what I needed.
Yep.
So I can't decide if I'm going to do what Tom does and do the pulled ham, or if I'm going to do just smoke it and then slice it.
Yep.
So
So
maybe I'll cut that bitch in half and do one of each.
did I? Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention a few episodes ago about, in fact, a lot of episodes ago, about Friendsgiving and doing the pulled ham?
I know we talked. I think we did talk about it. But
So-
refresh my memory.
Rob Price did it.
Mm-hmm.
I did a smoked spiral cut,
Mm-hmm.
and Rob did the pulled ham. He made a bourbon-based barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
It was now time-consuming, of course, all of that. But damn, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. I would do it again, or have him do it again, or me do it again.
Yeah. Do you know who has done pulled ham a number of times?
There it is.
Fucking Tommy D.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah. He actually, I forget, we've been talking about something, and he sent me a picture that he was smoking another ham. And I was like, this motherfucker. I think it was just before Thanksgiving, and we were talking about smoking a turkey. And I think in the process of him, like, just fiddling around with whatever he's doing, he threw a ham on. And I was like, man, I have to try that. Like, it looks so good. Last Easter at my in-laws, we fucked up the ham. It's no idea what happened, but we fucked that up and burned the shit out of it. We still had part of it that we could eat. That was good,
Sure.
But we burned the shit out of it. And I was like, I have to try it. Like he said, "Were you home?" I said, "No, I'm out running errands." He said, all right, little container on your front doorstep. Enjoy, let me know. I get home, sure enough, here's this little bag, little container of pulled ham. And I didn't get to it. I don't think I got to it that day, but the next day. And heated up. I'm like, what am I going to do for lunch? I'm like looking around. I was like, oh, go heat that up.
Buddy.
And it was fantastic. Like,
yeah,
knocks it out of the park.
So have you ever had a bunch of friends stop by and in process of talking, you realize that he's a motherfucker and he's going to put you to work? Well, Chris and Mandy Murray stopped by.
Yeah. Before you go any further, if I had to guess, if I had to pick one name out of the hat that would apply to that, it'd be Chris Murray.
Yeah.
And I love you, Chris. I love you.
Oh, absolutely.
That's you to a T.
And he brought his wife, which is a bonus.
Yeah.
So Murray stops by with Mandy and picks up his Christmas gifts of banging board dust and gunpowder plus P. So, of course, we're visiting. And Mandy mentions that as part of their errands they're running that day, she has to go pick up jalapeno cheddar bread that someone has made. And of course, Jennifer's here and her baking ears go beep. And she said, well, I just pulled out the sourdough starter. I'm going to make some jalapeno cheddar bread. And I went, fuck yeah, you are.
Hell yeah.
So she goes to the grocery kitty, and in the process of her picking stuff up, instead of getting jalapenos, she got poblanos on purpose because she wanted the flavor, not necessarily the heat, because she's going to share this bread with people.
Fair.
Now, that's a great idea. So Jennifer made 4 French bread loaves of this stuff, poblano and cheddar, but she also made probably 2 dozen rolls. So we're sampling for flavor, all that good stuff. And Jennifer says, I bet this would be really, really good with a cheeseburger. And I said, yeah, we're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
So we go to the grocery kitty again, grab some ground beef, come back, and I make 2 8-ounce patties. I season them with gunpowder plus P.
Yep.
Break out the large cast iron skillet. Get that shit rocket hot.
Mm-hmm.
Sear these burgers off. Toast those rolls. Slap some good old-fashioned American cheese. Definitely the top 3 burgers I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And it is Mandy and Chris Murray's fault.
Yeah.
They were fucking fantastic.
Yeah. They sound
between the freshness of the beef, the size of the patty, the juiciness of the patty, the plus P, and that goddamn roll. Unbelievable. Absolutely unfriggin' believable. Damn it. Yeah, so Murray's not allowed by the house anymore. Mandy can come by anytime she wants.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's be honest, Murray doesn't give a shit.
No, fuck no.
That's not going to fucking stop him. He's going to just come by anyway.
Stop by
He's going to come by more now.
Yeah, because I said it. That's exactly right. Yep.
Murray, definitely don't come by my house.
Nope.
Never.
Fucker. Look at Murray and go, you motherfucker. And he goes, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am, as a matter of fact. Yesterday.
Jesus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, yes, that's food for thought for you folks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, write that down. Write that down.
Mm.
Yeah. So let's wrap this show up. Something that we are going to have to talk about is I've now made a trip to Texas and had some of that Texas meat in my mouth. And it was fucking phenomenal.
Next level.
Next level. It's just phenomenal.
Did you eat enough? You shit your pants?
I did not eat enough. I shit my pants.
We'll get into that when we do the Texas episode.
I knew better. Yeah. So, but we do need to talk about that because I don't believe the place that I went was not in the book. Noah. Correct. There's a list of places in the back of the book of barbecue places. So might want to look at that. There's also in there a recipe for a rub if you want one.
There is?
I believe so.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. How about that?
So the place was not on the list. You guys took a pilgrimage there, went to a whole bunch of places all over the place. Apparently ate so much barbecue you shit your pants. Allegedly. So we definitely need to talk about that. So I foresee that as an upcoming show. But for now, we're going to sign off. You guys have something. If you've had something that you think we should make or that you want to talk about, shoot it to us, waywardsouls88@gmail.com. And, we'll get to it. So thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with us. And we'll see you soon.